Hey y'all, Melissa here, Twin Oaks Family Farm on Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Thanks for joining us on our YouTube channel. Hey y'all, today we be making money. We be out making money on the road, meeting clients. That's part of farming. Did you know that's part of farming? So some farms are crop farms. They raise in grain and they're selling the grain maybe to a co-op or maybe to a feed manufacturer, feed mill. Other times, farmers are raising livestock. Maybe it's more appropriate to call them ranchers. I don't know, but I mean, farming's farming, right? You're raising stuff that we make food from. And so we raise chickens at our small farm at the household, and then actually a couple miles from the household, my husband's family has always farmed his entire lifetime, and they have crops, have cattle, part of the year have pigs. Some of the land is owned, some of the crop land is leased, and they're up to about farming 200 acres or so. Crops like field corn, soybean, barley, wheat, and making some hay. But so I told you, we out on the road meeting clients for our farm that's at the household, making money. But I say making money, but y'all, sometimes making money just means we're bringing in the cash flow to pay the expenses. So actually right now that's where we're at. Our last processing bill, if you want a little bit of numbers on a small family farm, can give you a little bit of numbers. Now, it's all relative, everything's relative to quantity, but our last processing bill, so when I say processing, that means when we take the livestock that we raise to a processor where they do the service of butchering the livestock and processing it or putting it into the cuts that we want to market to our clients. So that's what I mean when I say the processing bill. So the processing bill, our last processing bill, was about $3,400, and that was from about 408 chickens. Now, granted, we had a lot of products made out of those 408 chickens. We didn't have any of them made into whole chickens. We had all of them butchered and cut into boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And when you do that, then that gets you chicken wings as well. So the chicken breast gets packaged. So we're always talking about making money, and you're learning about how chicken gets packaged, right? But in what quantities chicken gets packaged. But they package the chicken breast up like per each bird's entire chicken breast, and they've got it cut into 2 pieces. So that's the chicken breast. And the wings, we ask for them to be left whole. I gotta digress here. This is my least favorite thing on road design, a roundabout. So I had to just navigate a roundabout and go over a bridge, over a river, and then there's another roundabout at the end of the bridge, and I can't stand roundabouts. But then I know people who are like, roundabouts are the best thing ever was put in road design. People who drive over the road. Some of our friends who do that, they love roundabouts because they're like, it just keeps traffic flowing. It's just a lot better road design. But anyway, now I'm through the roundabouts. So the wings, we like to get the wings from our chickens left whole. So there's 2 pieces to that wing. One's called a drum, one's called a flat. We have them leave them whole, and the processor packages them about 8 wings in a package. So we got that going on with the wings when we make chicken breast, and then it also gets you the pieces called the chicken thigh and the chicken leg or the drumstick. So we got options with those. We can have the thighs packaged up in packages of 4 each package. We can have the drumsticks packaged up in packages of 4 drumsticks each, or we can take those drumsticks and thighs and we can just tell the processor, debone them all, grind up the meat, and make me ground chicken out of that. And then you got even more options. We can take the ground chicken and we can say, hey, leave it plain and package it up, 1 pound packages of ground chicken. Or we can say, hey, season it XYZ ways and make some of it into 1/3 pound patties, make some of it into large kielbasa links, make some of it into small sausage links. So yeah, we got options with that. But anyway, so we did a lot of options on that last flock with the 408 birds in it that processing cost us $3,400. So we did a lot of options. So it was one of our more expensive processing bills, and you could do a lot more economically. Like if you're just, say for some reason, let's scale this to say like let's scale this to what my family would do if we weren't marketing the chicken. So maybe you would do this, or you would scale and adjust from this example. Okay, so we're a family of 5. We eat meat. We like to eat as minimally processed foods as possible. Okay, so like my household, we're eating real butter. We're drinking real milk, and it is pasteurized, but from a local dairy. Not the quantity of milk that we used to use when our kids were younger, but whole milk is, I guess, what I'm trying to get at. Vegetables, fruits, meat of basically all kinds, but all raised by us. So we're not buying any meat at the store. We're raising our own beef, our own pork, and our own chicken as it is. So that's how we eat. So that's just giving you a point of reference. Like we're going to be eating a significant quantity of meat. So we figured out several years ago, if we were doing chicken just for sometimes I see things that other drivers do, and I'm like, I don't really even know if that person ought to have a driver's license, but okay, all's well that ends well. So we're moving on. So, but anyway, so we figured out years ago, like, okay, well, if we didn't do this, like a small commercial operation, and we just kept raising chicken just for our household, how many chickens would we raise for a year? So we said, well, how many chickens would we use in a month? Okay, so I know like we could use definitely one whole chicken, on the weekend, and let's just talk whole chickens. And I could probably actually cook 3 chickens a week and use that meat in different ways throughout the week, and our household would eat that. Okay, so let's say there's 4 weeks in a month, as there typically is, so that'd be 12 chickens a month, right? So over 12 months, that'd be about 144 chickens. So if we were just raising just for our house, I think the scale that we would raise chickens at is, I think we'd say we're going to raise about 150, okay? So you're probably going to lose some chickens. When you raise meat chickens, you're probably going to lose a few chickens as you start growing and finish them. So we would take that into consideration, but I'd probably still just go with a flock of ordering 150. And if I was raising chicken for my household for meat, and I'm saying this to y'all because if you want to raise chicken for meat, honestly, really truly, the best meat chicken is the Cornish Rock Cross meat chicken. So even if we weren't doing it in a small commercial operation, we were just raising chicken for us, we would raise Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens. The practice that we've had, I would do one flock of 150. If you're not practiced with raising meat chickens, you might not want to start with 150 of them. You might want to start with 50 or 25 maybe even, but 50 might be a good start. And you might want to check into processing. If you're going to do it yourself and you haven't done it before, I'd start small also. 25 would be enough. If you want a processor to do it, you do need to check with your processors around you, what is the minimum order? Because I think up at our processor now, you have to take 50 birds. That's the minimum. You got to take 50 birds for them to take your processing order. In some places, what they'll do is they might say, well, we have a minimum of 50, and you say, well, I'm only raising 40. Well, they might say, go ahead and bring them, but they might charge you for 50. So you need to check that stuff out. But at any rate, so our family of 5, I'd raise 150 for a year. What we would do is then take those to the processor, and we'd probably just have whole chickens made out of them. And it greatly depends on how many chickens you're taking to the processor as to what your price per chicken on butchering is. So I don't have any of our figures in front of me today. I'm not going to throw a number out on that, but that's part of the formula of how much are you going to get charged for processing your chickens. It's going to depend on how many chickens you take there, and it's going to depend on if you just have them made into whole chickens or if you have some cuts done. So like at our processor, if you're getting whole chickens, there's a flat rate that's butchering the chicken, and I think we do pay packaging on top of that though. But anyway, that's the most economical way to have chickens made if you're using a processor, is into whole chickens. But like I said, so that's what we're going to come back around to what I started with. I said we're out on the road meeting clients, making money. We are so grateful. We are so grateful. Who would have thought this? We've always been like, farm lifestyle, raising animals, the guys raising crops, enjoying tractors, trucks, using them. But we started raising these meat chickens, and who would have thought? So, we started out with a flock of 25 probably 5 years ago, and said, hey, let's learn how to raise meat chickens. And this year, we scheduled 1,650 meat chickens. So that's a lot for us. We're finishing up our production year. But here's what I was thinking. Who would have thought this? Our meat that we produce is in 2 retailers. One in our county and one in the county next door to us. And we also, we direct market to clients that come to us. But I would have never dreamed that in 4 or 5 years we would be producing a product that would be appreciated to the level that it's actually in a couple of retailers. I'm really humbled at that. I'm really humbled at that. So we're abundantly blessed. But it just goes to show, my thoughts turning to y'all, our viewers, it just goes to show you don't know where things are going to go. And the thing that you're working at that seems like the destination called success is like a million miles away from you, and so far away from you can't even see it, and so hard to fathom, you can't even picture it. You just never know. And if you can picture it, and you can fathom it, and you can envision it, chances are, if you open your mind and don't limit yourself, there's even more to accomplish. So what I'm saying to you is, here we are running this small family farm, working at paying the expenses, but seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Get those expenses paid, baby. We're making a little money. We're going to have a little scratch, We can, it's within sight now, whatever you're working at, you can do that too. I know it's a long road. To whatever you're working at. I know it is. I know to get there, there's times in your life that's crazy busy. Y'all want to know something this morning? Okay, so I'm going to be wrapping up on this. So before this trip I'm on right now, meeting clients and collecting some payment, and that's helping me pay, recoup. That's helping me recoup my most recent $3,400 chicken processing bill for my farm. I also had 2 other clients to meet this morning, had a couple sales calls come in, people that are going to meet up with me this afternoon, pick their stuff up, and we got egg subscriptions picking up today. So I was between the meat orders, I was getting the eggs packaged, ready to go, labeled, and all at once, I'm standing there with a pen in my hand and with my egg labels in my hand, and I'm drawing a blank, and I'm going, what in the world was I trying to get accomplished just now? I literally said that out loud. I'm by myself in my workspace and trying to deal with these eggs, and I go out loud, what was I just trying to accomplish? Okay, that's the time, you're getting ramped up, you're getting frazzled, you're getting, everything is overwhelming your brain, okay? And I just stopped. I heard myself, and I just stopped, and I said, okay. And I took a couple deep breaths, and it came right back to me. And I even said out loud then too to myself, I said, okay, all you were trying to do was put a date on a label. You got this. Go on, you know. So it's okay. Everybody working towards something gets that overwhelmed feeling. Everybody working towards something hits those patches where you get that overwhelmed feeling. And, you know, that's okay. Regroup. Get your composure back together. Be the positive voice for yourself, because you're your best ally. You are your best ally when it comes to talking yourself up and encouraging yourself. Be your own friend, okay? Tell yourself, you got this. We're going to get through this. Because if you start telling yourself the negative stuff, oh no, nothing's going right. It's all going wrong. What am I going to do? You start doing that, now you are your own worst enemy. You're your own worst enemy when you do that. Don't do that. Be your own best ally, okay? You got this. Sometimes you need to stop. You need to slow your mind down. You need to regroup. I got to do that a lot. But be your own best ally and just be like, I got this. Okay, I need to regroup. I need to refocus. In this moment I'm in right now, I'm going to do my best with what I have, where I'm at in this moment. And you can do it, okay? So anyway, so like I said, that's where we're at. Yeah, I mean, I just collected a nice payment for a really nice chicken order, and I feel like, yeah, man, I'm making money. But, you know, my brain knows, yeah, I'm making money. I ain't making money. I'm collecting cash that's recouping the expenses that my farm paid out to do the work, right? But I got to do this work. And I got to keep doing this work to the level of recouping all that, to where then after we do that, we are making money. And that's what you got to do. And whatever you're working toward, friend, you got to just keep working at it. It's there. Success is there. It's out there waiting on you, okay? It's out there waiting on you. But it ain't going to come to you. It ain't going to come to you. You got to go to it. And so whether it's making the money or some other kind of, or recouping the expense or some other kind of intrinsic sense of satisfaction from whatever your project is, you can do it, but it ain't going to come to you. You got to go to it. So just go on, get on with it, okay? Whatever you got brewing today, go on and start stirring it and start getting in there and go to it. Go on and go on with it. So we appreciate y'all watching. Thank you very much. YouTube channel. Hey, we did see growth on the watch hours. No kidding. We went from 3,371 to 3,373 watch hours. So that's pretty cool. You know, that's going up. So, hey, we appreciate y'all. I can't look at the camera because I got to look at the road. And so all I can say is thanks. And we'll cut the record and edit it back to where we're saying goodbye. But please continue to watch. Please continue to be your own best ally, your own best friend in whatever thing you're working toward. And we sure appreciate you supporting our channel. Thanks, y'all.